As one of the flagship properties for Microsoft, the Halo franchise has seen its fair share of ups and downs. Following the severe matchmaking problems in last year's Halo the Master Chief Collection, not to mention the less than stellar reception that Halo 4 had received, many were concerned with 343 Industries' ability to take on another core installment. Despite the missteps encountered while the IP changed hands from Bungie to 343, Halo 5 Guardians manages to push the series forward while still retaining the beloved feel that the franchise is known for. Jumping into the campaign, the scale of Halo 5 really comes into focus. During the 15-mission-long story, I ventured through various locales with massive set pieces. There's a genuinely interesting premise behind the initial story, but the ending does leave something to be desired. After completing the campaign, I felt the same way as I did during Halo 2's lackluster endgame. On the plus side, the plot progression is light and straightforward, allowing room for each of the new teammates to interact with one another. It does well to introduce and include the new teammates, but in doing so unintentionally puts too much attention away from the title fight that 343 has been hyping between Master Chief and Locke. Regardless, the introduction of both Blue Team and Fire Team Osiris radically changes the way that players will progress through the campaign. Thanks to the ability to instruct teammates to move and attack targets and even revive fallen allies, there's now a lot more strategy involved in completing missions. Even though the team-based mechanics make for a worthwhile feature, they aren't quite perfect. More than once I have watched AI-controlled allies get caught behind boxes or run to their own death after getting down myself, which can lead to some frustrating moments during playthrough. Still, it's great to see Master Chief constantly interacting with new characters this time around. Another change in tradition is the removal of split-screen multiplayer. Being that it's one of the trademark features for the Halo franchise, I was a little disappointed not being able to play a couch co-op campaign with my friends. Instead, the 4-player story can only be experienced via online play, which is optimal for some, but largely an inconvenience to anyone who has multiple gamers wanting to play Guardians under one roof. While the campaign will be an immediate draw to many fans, the multiplayer is what will keep them engaged. Jumping into matchmaking is as easy as it should have been all along, with 2 main multiplayer modes now available. Each of these offers a unique way to play, with various objectives accompanying each game type. The first multiplayer mode, Arena, features a number of different game types that longtime Halo veterans will immediately recognize. Traditional Team Slayer, Capture the Flag, and SWAT are all present and accounted for, with a few new experiences available as well. Breakout will quickly become a fan favorite in the Halo community, as well as with Counter-Strike fans, given its round-oriented competitive structure. It pits 2 teams of 4 against one another with no respawns and only one goal in mind: kill the other team off, or capture a single flag located in the center of the map. Strongholds is a team-based King of the Hill style play mode, with 3 areas to fight over and gain points for the amount of time captured. If there is one detractor from Arena, it's the fact that none of the maps currently feature the iconic vehicles that made multiplayer in past titles that much more action-packed. Also not included this time around is the Forge game mode, which makes the whole multiplayer experience feel that much lighter in substance. Fortunately, 343 has already promised that new vehicle-friendly maps are on the way, and that Forge will be arriving in December. The other major new multiplayer feature is Warzone, which is a dramatic change from anything that's been featured in Halo thus far. Featuring up to 24 players in a single match, users are introduced to a point system that functions based on PvE and PvP goals. Periodically during a match, the game will drop in boss-like AI opponents that will net conquering Spartans some serious points for their team. This multiplayer mode definitely shows inspiration from current MOBA titles, and it makes for one of the best aspects of the game as a whole. One major addition that heavily influences the way players enter combat scenarios in Warzone is the new requisition system. Utilizing digital booster packs loaded with cards, players can earn items like permanent emblems and helmets, as well as one-time vehicle and weapon summons. These one-time use cards can be redeemed during Warzone matches after gaining a certain amount of points. The more points earned throughout a match, the more powerful the weapon or vehicle that can be brought into combat. This makes rec packs absolutely essential to this game mode. The downside here is that many cards are locked behind this rec pack system, which is also supported by real-world microtransactions. It's easy to see here how a player with more cash might earn the upper hand in a given match, but the rec system does feel largely optional as a whole, as points used for earning these packs are easily obtained during regular play, allowing anyone to jump in and quickly earn cards. Overall, Halo 5 Guardians is a worthwhile installment in the series, with some of the best new features to date. The lack of split-screen multiplayer may sting, and the campaign ending may feel somewhat premature, but the fact that Microsoft has plans to continue supporting the title well after its launch is a sign of how dedicated the team is to the product as a whole. This is definitely an experience that no Halo fan should miss out on. Thank you for watching our review of Halo 5 Guardians. Be sure to subscribe to keep up with new gaming content on the way.